Well, the old tour bus is about to go for its last run. But before we do that, let's take a minute or two here, give a little tribute to the old piece of shit. What a fucking mess. Alright, I about got it ready to fire up. I know it'll run. I had it running here about 1.5 years ago or so. All the injectors on this side are free. As you can see, they're all moving. No problems there. But on this side, first one there is free, the next one is stuck, and then the next one is stuck. The last one's free, so I've got to get those two right there freed up, and then it'll be ready to start. Alright, all free. Alright, we got to get her primed up. Go ahead. Worked pretty good. saying?
Watch it fucking drive shaft.
Oh hell, that thing can't.
Comes out. Ain't gonna leave here very pretty.
I'll be all right. She runs. I knew it would. Okay, so the racks are tied at full fuel. She's in full-blown runaway mode. As soon as it starts, it's gonna go. And the plan here is gonna be to let it run away for about 60 seconds or so. And if it doesn't catastrophically fail, which we know it's probably not going to based on the last 3 we've let run away. Those videos are on the channel here. If you hadn't seen them, you can go watch them. But I'm gonna let it go for about 60 seconds, and then I'm gonna give a signal to the guy in the shop. He's gonna turn the water on, and we're gonna feed this blower right full of water and see what happens. Fire it up. Fire it up. She is warm. Well, it's the next day. Everything's had time to cool off. So that was pretty much the opposite of what I was hoping was going to happen. My hope was that by turning the water on into the blower like that, with the thing running away at high RPM, you know, probably like 4,000 plus, I'm guessing, that the blower would force enough water down through the intake and on top of one of the pistons, if not more than one, to make the thing hydrolock and sling a rod or break a piston in half or something like that. Needless to say, that didn't happen. If anything, the water seemed to actually help, but it slowed the RPMs down some, and it was keeping it cool too. So we ended up turning the water back off there towards the end, because I think if we'd have left the water on, it would have just sat here till it run out of fuel. So after we turned the water off, obviously it got hot and then locked up, which is no surprise. So what I'm going to do now is pull these valve covers off, untie the racks, and then I'll crank it over, see if it's locked up. Racks are untied. See what we got. Seems pretty locked up to me. Let me find a bar. Oh shit. Yeah, she ain't budging. Locked up tighter than hell. Alright, so here's what I think. We've all probably heard the stories of the Runaway Detroit that gets a hung rack or stuck injector or whatever, and the thing takes off and it revs up and revs up and revs up till it catastrophically flies apart. Pieces go everywhere and everybody dies. Sounds cool, but the reality is that just ain't real. That's not what they do. This is the fourth one of these that we've run away here on the channel. Granted, they've all been 71 series. I'm sure a 53 series might go a little faster. 92 series might go a little faster, a little slower, whatever. But they're all going to do basically the same thing. They're going to run up until they float the valves. Valve float's going to act as basically a physical rev limiter. And it's going to sit right there and run at that point of valve float until it either gets hot and locks up, runs out of oil, or you get enough valves into enough pistons that the thing quits running. So the moral of the story is a Runaway Detroit's really nothing to be that scared of. If one of these things takes off and you actually want to save the engine, you've got plenty of time. Find something to block the intake off, walk up to the thing, choke the intake off, kill the engine, you'll be fine. The engine will be fine, most likely, and everybody will be happy. So that's not to say that one couldn't take off running away and catastrophically fail, but 9 times out of 10, it's probably not going to happen. Probably more than 9 times out of 10, it's not going to happen. Huh, look at that. Guitar pick from the old hair metal band that used to own the bus. So I'm at the point where I'm pretty bored with watching these run away, really. This will probably be the last one that I do. Not going to take this engine apart, don't see any reason to. I've taken the last 3 apart. Those videos are here on the channel if you want to watch them. So I'm going to call this the conclusion to the Runaway Detroits as far as I'm concerned. Probably not much of a video, but I'll have something else out in the next month or 2. See you next time. What the hell am I going to do with this one?